Chris, we'll see you shortly. Our coverage continues tonight on the life and impact of former First Lady Rosalynn Carter. She died Sunday at the age of 96. Over the decades, she championed causes like human rights, mental health, and affordable housing. And tonight, our Joe Ripley is taking a look back at Mrs. Carter's work with Habitat for Humanity and how it inspired millions to volunteer and help others.
Building a life is like building a home.
Habitat for Humanity was the best way they knew to put their faith into action in a very practical way.
It takes a solid foundation and work to succeed.
No one had ever seen a former president, first lady behave that way. And that example of servant leadership, I think, was so inspirational.
Habitat for Humanity CEO Jonathan Reckford often saw those servant leaders in action when it came to building safe and affordable homes, either right here in Atlanta, across the state of Georgia, around the country, or around the world. Rosalynn Carter and her husband, former President Jimmy Carter, played a heavy hand in helping others.
So pleased to be with other people who just want to do something to help someone else.
Since 1984, the couple set aside 1 week each year to build safe and affordable housing in a different city. This is Rosalynn Carter in Nashville in 2019, the last year of the Carter Work Project before the pandemic hit. She worked alongside her husband and country music stars Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood.
The appropriate title is the President and First Lady, but I got to say, after sitting side by side and building with them, there is even a greater title, and that is just lead by example.
They're an example of the kind of human being to be, the kind of husband and wife to be, the kind of Christian to be.
And I've seen them with some of the most powerful people in the world and some of the least powerful people in the world, and they're always the same. And to me, that's such a mark of integrity.
Faith and integrity, two foundational takeaways that built a home, a life, and a legacy.
We can all learn from Mrs. Carter a better definition of the good life. We're bombarded with false messages about what the good life is, and I think Mrs. Carter lived so simply, but with such strength and passion for making lives better for others.
In Atlanta, Joe Ripley, 11 Alive News.
Now, Mrs. Carter, as we've been saying, was an influential First Lady and also revolutionized the way First Ladies were able to get involved in policy and making an impact. Her nickname, Still Magnolia, and the Carter Center CEO shared why it's the perfect name for her.
She was incredibly sensitive. I mean, she would give my son, bags of chocolate chip cookies when he walked out because she was a grandmother, she was a great grandmother. At the end of the day, that was very much who she was. But she also had opinions on policy, and she shared those willingly with all of us and with President Carter.
If you were looking for ways to honor Rosalynn Carter's life, just text the word Carter to the number on your screen. That number is 404-885-7600. We'll send you the latest information from the Carter Center and their tribute site, as well as information on the funeral services.